I may need to shave that down just a little bit, the heel of the neck. But before I just go ahead and do that, I want to get an idea here. Super accurate. These are about as thick as the top nub on the anchors, so that'll at least give me an idea there. And I don't have a nut yet, but hey. That's fairly close. Okay. Now, just for giggles, yeah, wow, that's a bit much.
Well, having it up that high is probably easier on your back, maybe.
Maybe. A lot closer. I think I still need to take it down just a hair, but maybe not. Let's where'd the damn washers go? Hey, they're hiding under shavings. Thank you.
I was thinking about using some of those in your Wyoming book.
Now this would be assuming, oh, you know what, that's not high enough though. That's the other thing. Because I got a figure for the ferrules.
Ferrules?
Yeah, the screwy thingies that raise it up and down. The upper downer thingies.
Oh.
As well as the mounting studs. So all the way down to the body, or pretty damn close, would be about right there. And then that we can have function as our nut for a little bit, even though that's not really sitting high enough to be my nut.
What about
there? Yeah.
this?
Yeah, that's got to come down a little more yet. Okay. Okay, that would be cranked all the way down to the body, and I have about 3 mil of clearance.
Is that good?
I know this has got a hell of a lot more height adjustment than 3 mils. Hell of a lot more height adjustment than 3 mils. This is about an inch. So I think that's about where we want it. So while you were away, I built a better table for my drill press too. I don't know, I don't really seem to have any other hobbies other than doing stuff in the garage now. So, but anyway, I wanted that because, you know, like most drill presses, it just had the little like 12-inch diameter metal machinist's table. And that's absolutely groovy if you're going to be using it for metal machining and stuff like that. But for guitar building, it's a little tiny. So anyway,
Are you gonna put that gate thing on like we seen in that one video?
Fence?
Yeah, fence.
I don't think I am. Just because I don't see me using it much. So next, doofus. Next, I think I can mark out where my bridge actually has to be. Although, do I want to do that before I sand? Probably not. Just because I'm going to lose the lines anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do that after sanding. But I am inside the cavities here. Just gonna keep that center line penciled, so when I sand everything and lose the center line on the top, I still have reference marks to redraw it. So, oh, and well, I guess I'm gonna have to drill the bridge ground after sanding. Oh, maybe I should drill those posts first. And the reason I say that is because if there's any kind of tear out, which there surely will be, I'm going to want to sand for that.
Okay.
Okay, so I got that in. And from my nut line, 25 and a half, and I have that marked. Okay. Now, make sure those two holes are centered, and they are. Okay. All right, so 11 millimeter.
The dew point 64.
What is that in American? .433. 7/16.
I keep thinking about all the stuff I'm going to bring on vacation.
7/16 is a little big. What do I have here? 27/64. Maybe we'll give that a whirl first, just to see if that's adequate. Sacrificial scrap. Goodbye, little friend. Take a lot of tappy tappy.
You gonna be able to get it back out?
Well, I haven't pushed it in all the way yet. The goal is not to get it back out once it's in there.
Yeah, but you don't want to get it stuck in that
See, that's too loose.
scrappy.
So we're gonna have to go with that one. I don't intend to bang it into the scrap. I'm just seeing which hole is going to be adequate for this. Well, that one's gonna require a little bit of a tap. All right, here we go. Bridge posts. .82 millimeters from center point to center point. Holy balls.
Is that too?
I eyeballed that now. It's perfect. Like perfect.
Good job.
Oh, wait, now I gotta. Posts are. Also 11 millimeters. Really? Okay. On an actual Gibson, I think the posts are larger than the bridge, but that's cool. And I don't have to change a drill bit. And how high are they? Is it the same depth too? Because that'd make my life super duper easy. I like super duper easy. That says 23 millimeters. I've got that set to 24 millimeters. 1 millimeter ain't gonna make that big of a difference. I'm not moving the tape. Also, cheap tip. If you get the scoots really bad on your drill press table or anything, a little hunk of cheapo dollar store shelf liner works great for keeping your piece from scooting around. All right.
Right.
All right, one more thing that I should probably mention. I freaked out a little bit in the last, or what was it, Tuesday? I freaked out a little, whatever, anyway, because I drilled through the back, or so I thought. If you look at it, I really didn't drill through the back. I got dangerously close to the top. However, when I do the shelf for the control plate, you're never going to see it, and it's not a problem. So, tragedy averted, panicked for no good reason. It's just frustrating, you know, because like 2 attempts and 2 times, and both of them I ended up coming dangerously close to blowing through the back. So I've got to get better at that. And I think my problem is, and this is just a friendly tip for all new users and things like that who are just getting started in this, I think I'm shooting too low in the pickup cavity to make that drill. I think what I need to do is I need to start up higher, so then I'll come out down there, and then if I have to, I can gouge a little bit in the pickup cavity if I need it a little bit lower, rather than trying to start low here so it's not interfering with the bridge pickup height, but then blowing out the back or getting too close to the back. So anyway, there's that. Tragedy narrowly averted. Well, I shouldn't say that completely because I still haven't routed out the shelf for the control plate, so there's always room for a tragedy yet, but hopefully not. So I guess that does kind of lead me to that. You know, you kind of want to keep your bench cookies sort of free of sawdust if you can help it, because they're, you know, the sticky rubber sticks better when they're clean. Of course, if you don't want to bother with washing them, if you sweat like mad in the summer heat, then you can just wipe them on your shirt a few times. And sorry, that was gross, but I ain't never claimed to be pretty, so.
I think you're very handsome.
You're biased. Okay, now I want to just look here, because I'm still not 100% convinced if I'm gonna, and that doesn't fit either. If I'm gonna build my own plates, or if I'm going to use good old factory Gibson plates. Haven't decided yet.
Maybe I should put the camera in the freezer for a little while.
But whether I'm going to use my own. Alright, so we're going to start out. Wait a minute. Maybe that's not smart. Maybe I should go in from the side a little farther if I'm going to run around this with a router, huh? Okay. Like this. Okay, now I don't have a bit that's 2 1/8. I do have a 2-inch. And I think if I use a 2-inch, if I drill it out to 2 inches, I think I can then sand it to dimension. worst thing about using plywood, it always tends to blow out, no matter how careful you are.
How do you get it back out?
Well, at the moment, I'll poke it out from the other side, but once it's been in and out a couple times, it'll loosen that up enough to where it'll... Alright, so now we are making a template for the routing of the shelf for the cavity cover plate. And we got to trim that out. I have my little coping saw downstairs.
Is there a reason why you're not using your little router?
I'm trying to make a template for my router.
Okay.
I don't have a template for the template.
Can't you like
Freehand it? I guess.
that through some clamps and
I guess the worst thing that happens is I tear it up and start another one.
or it's yours. You do it however you want. I just thought maybe that'd be easy.
Well, we're gonna try and freehand this and see what kind of shenanigans we get into here. I guess if I totally f it up, oh, the worst thing that happens is I start over and build another template. Okay. More curved than that. There we go. Alright, muy bueno. Now, I suppose I should also get the screw holes for the neck figured out. And the ferrules. I don't know if I'm doing a ferrule or if I'm doing a plate.
What's a ferrule?
I'll show ya. Give me a second. That's a plate. So I would drill my 4 holes for the neck screws, and I'd put a plate there. Or,
Oh, I get it.
ferrules, which I would line up properly, recess them ever so slightly so they're flush with the back of the body, and then the screws would go through those. I used ferrules on my last build, and with the exception of drilling one of them just slightly too deep, it looked pretty decent. Plates are pretty common for bolt-on necks. You get a little more structural rigidity there because of the fact that every screw is no longer independent. They're all in unison with the plate. Ferrules give the added benefit of being able to figure your heel a little more. The plate, I mean, it's pretty much got to be a square heel unless you're going to grind off a chunk of it. So if I'm going to do this pretty much like a Les Paul here on the heel, I'll round that just a little bit, but I could still have a plate there. I don't know. I really am not looking to do a super elaborate comfort carve on this or anything. I don't mind the Les Paul heels because I don't have tiny mitts, so I don't know. I think I might just go with the plate. Now, as far as the headstock goes, I tried to copy a PRS headstock picture I found on the internet. I had to blacken in the tuning pegs a little bit just so I could see what the hell they were doing there. It's not quite perfect scale, but it's pretty darn close. about 1/8 inch in from either side. That's pretty close to, I think that's pretty close to what you do for a nut. So if I have my nut, and that would give me my straight string pull with this headstock. Pretty darn close. But I think I have to do the nut first, or at very least, get the nut laid out properly. Get my slots marked where the frets, or where the strings are gonna sit. And then I can use a straight edge to line up the strings to the pegs. But that'll get me in the ballpark anyway. All right. At this point, I think we're ready for sanding. No! I do have to drill the ground wire yet. So let's do that quick. Before I forget, I also need to do the side dots on the neck. I've had some ideas on that. I was kind of thinking about maybe using copper wire, because I have an abundance of it. Just wondering if I should go from the bridge or the tailpiece. I don't think it matters much, and the bridge is a lot less likely to result in catastrophic failure because it's right there. I don't know if it matters. I start out sanding the sides or the top. Maybe I'll do the sides first. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of my madness. Click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.